We're now listening to Wealthy Sistas Radio Show. We're now listening to Wealthy Sistas with Deborah Hartnett.
Welcome back. You are now listening to part 2 of episode, From Planning to Profit, Harnessing AI and Strategy to Elevate Your Business. Enjoy.
Deception for you to think, oh, that doesn't hurt anything. It's just this little bit. It's just this one. And what a lie of the enemy that has trapped so many people into the whole is just neutral. Again, nothing neutral. No lukewarmness out there, okay? It is either adding to or expanding, making you more dependent or less dependent. And so many of our people, again, they've made such external things their refuge. And it's keeping them prisoners of their own making.
And you know, I know this is not popular right now to the 10 people that's vibing. To the 10 people. And I don't say that in an arrogant way. It's just 56 years of living, you know, at this stage now, I see when you have people tell you, oh, that you might be this, you might be too this, you might be too, and like, oh, Sherrin, we're friends, and the friends that we know we can call each other, but we don't talk frequently.
No.
So this is like therapeutic for me to hear you say that, because, you know, you feel like you're on an island by yourself, you know, sometimes.
And it is easy to feel that way. And again, but that's also part of the journey is the more, depending on what you're listening to and feeding yourself, if it's the right stuff, it's going to remind you you're not on an island. This is the enemy whispering in your ear, trying to change your perspective of your situation to immobilize you, to stop you in the progress you're making.
And it's so bad today that you see it playing out in the children, you know, just making them do things to harm themselves, do all types of things, because people are now feeling so overwhelmed. And I don't understand how a child without responsibilities, I know there are we know there are different situations where children are going through horrendous situations, abuse, you know, neglect, living on the street. I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about children who are in a home, safe, loving family, safe, fed, transported, clothed, all of that, and how all of this external stuff has them so overwhelmed now
that they need counseling.
That they or because they're doing harmful things to them.
In an effort to cope. In an effort to deal with. And that's, again, part of the deception of the system, the enemy, is to change the way to alter the meaning you give to any situation, to make you think you need something outside of yourself to be able to deal with the world. And again, we know anytime you rely on anything external of you, you are putting yourself in a position of servitude. And there's slavery of all kinds still going on today. Economic slavery, social, but it's all stemming from the fact that you're relying on a system outside of you. You have not recognized the God in you. You have not recognized the things that our Creator has endowed us with, so that we don't have to rely on the systems of the world. So anyone who sees the system as their source, whether it's source for money, source for validation, whatever it is, anytime you see this, you rely on the system as a source of your well-being, you're in trouble. You may not even see it just yet, but you are.
And you know, learning for me, learning that we are only slave to God.
Mm-hmm.
And that he is, it's the natural tendency for us to try to put those human traits to God, because that's how another way we've been mistaught as well, but we can't even describe him. But what you're talking about, that power, that he's given us, or the abilities that he's given us, like you said, to see things, to figure things, to critically think, to reason, all of those things, we've been distracted, and that we've been numbed and
Yes.
dumbed down, just to put it plain and simple.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is an awesome conversation. It's flowing. We're going to have to wrap it up here shortly, and we're going
went quick, didn't it?
to have to have you come back and talk more, because I do want to ask you, just for those leaders, how do you help leaders gain that clarity and confidence when facing major decisions? Because this is a great segue into that, because we're still talking about the foundation. And even though we were talking about just a moment ago about the children being affected, it's all of us.
Yes.
It's all of us, because we established that fact, right?
Yes,
The
very much
football stadiums are filled with adults.
so.
Right?
Absolutely.
I was talking to my husband. I was like, didn't March Madness used to end in March? Like, now it's April and we still talking about March Madness? Like the basketball, NBA, the weekend, what is that weekend that they have? The weekend, y'all help me. I just was talking about it. That's in February now.
Mm-hmm.
The
Super Bowl? No,
not the Super Bowl. The All-Star weekend. That weekend used to be like two. Now it seems like it's a whole week. It's because they learn how to stretch it and keep getting us distracted. Get more of our money,
more of our time. More of our time. And ultimately, it is about the money.
Right.
The more time we're engaged, the more you're giving them of your actual dollars and your mental dollars, which
that real estate.
That real estate is being occupied. So, when I'm coaching, one of the first things that I seek to do, and this is that, is to really help my clients get a level of self-awareness to how it is they are thinking. And to understand that it's the way they've chosen to see the world ultimately is a thing that we have to deal with. So we can call fact whatever you want to call fact. Like, I don't deny that there's a system out there working against, but what I choose,
trying to,
right. So that might be fact, but to me, that's not my truth. My truth is, it doesn't matter. I'm well able to not only overcome it, but to thrive because of it. I've chosen the way I've chosen the meaning I'm given to those situations, and I'm no longer a prisoner to it. So in coaching, my first goal is to help clients begin to have a level of self-awareness, to understand how their thinking got them where they are. And it's not always bad. But the thing is, even the good stuff, we still have to elevate to the next level, become bigger than the situations we're in, to even go further for the good stuff as well. So self-awareness is the basis of the work I do. And it is a constant evolution to go to the next level with self-awareness. And once we're aware of how we're thinking and those ways of thinking that doesn't support the highest view we have of ourselves, how do we start extracting ourselves from the things that feed that? The whole notion of what you feed grows, what you starve dies. We have to understand what we need to starve and what we need to feed. And that's not always obvious. This is why a great coach can help you uncover that. But there's often a way people spend their time. Remember that deception we just talked about how we unwind? You can shift the things you do to unwind and relax to something that's more productive, something that's more on the path to what you say you want for your life. And so that's the kind of work we start with, is that level of self-awareness.
Wow. And this is another great segue into our last question here. Outside of, we want you to give your information so people can reach you. But what tools do you see, in particularly ChatGPT, and in how it can enhance the work, that you do, or for others in business, or executives? Again, another way that it could be used as a distraction, or you could sit here and praise God every day like I do. And I tell Chat that how grateful I am to God for you.
I love it. I love it. We use ChatGPT all kinds of ways in our business and with clients. But one of the ways I tell my clients, especially those who feel like they're on that island, because they're either leading a team of people who maybe not are leaders in the capable sense, but maybe they were promoted because of their tenure, or you didn't have money, so you gave titles. I mean, people who are in positions of leadership, not necessarily because of their skill, but I like to have ChatGPT oftentimes serve as the counterpoint. So we've, done custom GPTs and everything just to be, I hate the phrase, the devil's advocate, or but the point is, all right, use it to challenge what you're thinking. Here's what I'm thinking about that. Tell me the good, the bad, the ugly. What might I be overlooking? ChatGPT can be, and other models like it can be really great to point out things you may not be thinking, because you don't have anyone in the immediate sense to kind of do a back and forth with. And my clients have been really amazed at how well it'll say, well, you didn't think about this. And I mean, ask ChatGPT, what are different scenarios in this topic that can help me think through the pros and the cons of a decision I have to make, right? That's a wonderful way to put it in the realm of your where it can be useful and not a distraction. I mean, it has a lot of uses, but for that solo entrepreneur or that leader who feels like they're on an island, it's a great way to bring that into being.
Every time I use it, I see the vision of an old movie and the secretary sitting there dictating with the boss in the office, and Chat is the secretary,
It is.
right? It is that person,
It's
because
a thinking secretary, okay?
it's
It's a secretary who can take down everything you want, but add a layer of complexity to it that you might not have thought about.
right, because people, when you learn this in sales, that the best person is the one that's running that company, is that secretary. That okay, we know it as administrative assistant today, but the old-fashioned word secretary, that was the one that you knew you had to become friends with. Right? You
The
knew
gatekeepers, they call them, right?
the gatekeepers, exactly. And that is what I get that vision, because I see things. I'm a visual person. So, wow, man. Sherrin, I tell you, this has been an incredible episode. I am super excited for you. So grateful again to have you join us today, and appreciative of the content you've shared with us. Please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and get that one-on-one, hands-on that you give for not just individuals, but companies as well.
Absolutely. Well, I am very active on LinkedIn. So I would always encourage people to reach out and connect with me there. I do an incredible newsletter called The Strategic Implications, where I cover topics. So you can learn more about the way I think and my thought leadership in that way. Visit Sherrin.com. That's where I have other information at. And always, I mean, there's so many ways to reach out to me now. I love when people hear me on episodes and podcasts like yours, Deborah, and at least let me know what resonated with them. And it's a great launch to a conversation. So yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn, send me an email through the website. Any of those ways are great ways to connect with me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Sherrin. We appreciate you. And thank you to our audience. You can catch us live or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and more. And we also want to let you know that we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in to another inspiring episode of Wealthy Sistas Radio. Stay connected with us at wealthysistas.com or wealthysistasradio.com and follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. Remember, we're here to promote prosperity, celebrate innovation, and uplift the sisters who are making a difference like Sherrin every single day. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and keep making an impact. This is Deborah Hartnett signing off. Take care, be well, and continue blessings to you.
The opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosts, staff, or partners of Wealthy Sistas Radio.